What's up, guys? This is Matt from Hanley Gaming, and we're going to be taking a look at the 2 free PlayStation Plus games for September of 2019. One of them is a newer game, and one of them is an older game. Let's first take a look at the newer of the 2 games. It is Darksiders 3. It was originally released late November 2018, developed by Gunfire Games, published by THQ Nordic, and it uses the Unreal Engine. Now, first off, you're playing as one of the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse. Sounds cool, but then they changed the 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse. The 4 Horsemen of the Apocalypse are supposed to be war, pestilence, famine, and death. And in this series, they've replaced famine and pestilence with strife and fury. So it's war, strife, fury, and death. Now, in this game, you're playing as Fury. Now, it is a hack and slash title, but I found the combat lacking. So, where a lot of games now, where the combat is sort of hack and slash, they've also got, dodging, parrying, types of gadgets, other ways to attack. This one, it's square to attack and R1 to dodge, and that's basically all the combat. It depends on how many times you hit the square button, or if you pause between certain hits on, different combos and different attacks. But other than that, it's just square and R1. You dodge out of the way not to get hit, and then you attack, and then you dodge, and then you attack. That's all the combat is. There's no gadgets in any way. We'll get, on the whole gadget thing later. But, yeah, so that's the combat. I found it very lacking. Now, there's, different environmental puzzles to interact with in order to progress. That's pretty common in semi-open worlds. That's what I'd classify this game as, semi-open world. Now, with the visuals, I didn't like the art style that they chose. It doesn't look very nice. Compared to some games that are coming out now, it is not very appealing to look at. The graphics aren't, the environments aren't very nice to look at. It's a very cartoony look, but I don't like the way they went about it. The voice acting was not impressing at all. When you're comparing this game to other games that are out now, it's just the visuals, the voice acting, the combat, none of it stands up against very many games that are out today. In this genre and other genres, it's just not something that I would buy. I didn't play much of it past the first hour that I give a game. I'm like, well, it started off kind of slow. Maybe if I play a little longer. I played a little longer, and still, it didn't pick up. Even the story, the gameplay and the story, neither were enough to keep me engaged. And now the older of the 2 games, Batman Arkham Knight. It released late June 2015 by Rocksteady Studios, and it also uses the Unreal Engine. Now, this is an open-world action-adventure game, and the story was good for the most part, except for the fact that the main secret supervillain is actually the most obvious character ever. That's just what I'll say about that. The Arkham Knight, you could tell very early on who it was if you know anything about Batman. Now, unlike the other game of the month, this one has diverse combat. There's many gadgets to use during combat, and you can dodge, you can grapple yourself completely out of the fight if you're gonna die. There's reversals, and again, it's sort of like the hack and slash with combat, where you have to, just repeatedly hit the button to attack. But then, there's choices of dodging, using gadgets on your opponent during battle, and you can reverse if they're about to attack you. You reverse it, and there's some attacks that you can't reverse that you have to change up your style of fighting in the middle of it. But then there's also stealth takedowns, and there's environmental takedowns. Along with all of the other gadgets you get to use, it also is the debut of the Batmobile. And God, is there too much Batmobile. There's lots of missions in this game that revolve around the Batmobile. And a lot of side quests, like for instance all the Riddler puzzles requires the use of the Batmobile. And there are countless number of tank battles that you have to complete to progress. And basically your Batmobile turns into a tank, and you just blow up all the other tanks, and it's forced. It seems out of place with just how much it is. It's almost non-stop, and there's missions where you have to go around in this huge Batmobile stealthily, attack something from behind, and run away. It's just very, very annoying. They could have integrated the Batmobile into the game and into the story, but they didn't have to do it so much. I think it was a bit overkill to try to make up for not having it in the previous games. Now, this game has many villains, including the Riddler, Penguin, Two-Face, Harley Quinn, Scarecrow. There's more as well. And on top of all of the villains, there's also other heroes in the game. You get to play certain sections with Azrael, Nightwing, Robin, Catwoman. There's more than just Batman, which I liked. There's sections with like Nightwing and Batman, or Batman and Robin, where you switch between the two, and you do like team takedowns and stuff. It was pretty cool. Now, the visuals in this game were amazing. Very good visuals, especially considering the game's 4 years old. Great visuals. The voice acting was phenomenal. You get the same cast as the other two Arkham games, and the Batman and Joker voices are done by the original characters from the old Batman animated series. So you got Kevin Conroy playing Batman, and you got Mark Hamill playing Joker. They both did a phenomenal job. Also have two very well-known voice actors doing voices as well. Troy Baker and Nolan North. They're in a lot of video games. So, yeah, Batman Arkham Knight, it is a must-play. Again, it is a bit overkill on the Batmobile, in my opinion. Some people like it, some people don't. It's just way too much. I think some of it should have been optional, but it wasn't. I didn't drive around in the Batmobile much when I didn't have to, since you can pretty well fly and get around the city much faster that way, with gliding and ziplining, compared to driving around in the car. I just found it much easier to glide around than use the Batmobile. So yeah, those are the 2 free games of the month. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to my channel. Every subscription helps. And leave a comment in the comment section. I reply to almost every comment. And I'll see you in the next one. Till next time, later.
Miss me?